Luka Doncic is pure genius. What this man is doing on the court, it's traditional. We are talking about IQ, vision, and poise, the complete package. Man, he out there playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. Lakers got the W, but Luka, the boy special. You better believe it. This ain't just talent, this is artistry.
To lock up that 3 seed, what are your expectations for LeBron and company in the postseason?
I mean, I'm not as confident as I was last time I was there. You know, they've been getting taken advantage of a little bit defensively. Then LeBron with the little groin injury last night, we have to keep a real close eye on that because he just missed a week or two with that. So I don't know. I think they still have the star power to get it done, but defensively they scare me right now. They've shown that they can be taken advantage of with people picking on and attacking Luke in the pick and roll and picking him out. And they're just not as strong in the middle as I would like them to be for a big man to protect the paint. So that shows weaknesses for me. So I'm undecided on how far they can go. They still have the greatness of Luka and LeBron, though, so that's a major plus for them.
Yeah, you can score as many points as you want, but I'm not going to lie, Q, defense will always win championships for me. ESPN Bet gives the Lakers the 5th best and clinch that 3rd seed in the West.
How about Anthony Davis? Mavericks, Raps. This is the first quarter. Davis rocking the rim. Mavs increase their lead, and then he kicks it out to P.J. Washington. He knocks down that one. And then how about some defense? Rejecting that one. 23-12, 10 assists, 7 blocks for A.D.
Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets at home facing the Grizzlies. Jokic zips a pass to Peyton Watson for a dunk. Nuggets cuts the deficit to 10. Then Jokic gets the rebound, gets it to Russell Westbrook, gets it back for the easy basket. Jokic will have 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 13 assists. Nuggets win it 117-109.
How about the Beard Clippers taking on Sacramento Kings? James Harden laying it in, that lovely left. That cut the Clippers deficit to 3, 4th quarter. Harden again. Look at that, throwing that dime. Clippers win it 101-100. Harden, a triple-double, 23, 11, and 10 assists.
Well, still a lot to play for out west. The Timberwolves could finish 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th, or 8th, depending on how things play out on Sunday. The Warriors could finish either 6th or 7th, but cannot climb above 6th. The Grizzlies are locked into the play-in tournament, but they could finish either 7th or 8th. We now welcome in our NBA analyst, Quentin Richardson, right now to the show. And now that the Grizzlies are locked into the plan, what concerns do you have for Memphis heading into the playoffs?
I mean, my first concern is that they fired their coach abruptly toward the end of the season. To me, I don't know how they gained that chemistry with a coach this late in the season, and he's untested in playoff situations. So that's one issue for me, that they have a brand new coach. They fired their Taylor Jenkins, who was a great coach for them. He's gone. Then they have defensive depth issues. They injured Brandon Clark, had a season-ending injury last weekend, which put Zach Edey as the lone big for them in the front court. Then they lost Zion Pullen and Jalen Wells to injuries as well. That hurts them defensively on the perimeter. Thirdly, they have poor records against the good teams. I mean, that's not good. They 500, under 5. They 11-20 against teams above 500. Also, they 1-6 against the Warriors and Clippers. Those are teams they could very well see coming out of that play-in. So that's a problem for me.
Yeah, you fire your coach just weeks before the playoffs. It just feels like you're giving up on the postseason when you make a move like that. Meanwhile, the Lakers scored a season-high 140 points. Our NBA reporter Tim McMahon is live here on SportsCenter. Tomorrow is the final day of the regular season. The biggest game of the day will be Clippers at Warriors. So should Golden State want to actually play in the play-in and get the 7th seed and face the Rockets, or get the 6th seed and play the Lakers in that first round?
Howdy, Amina. I think this is a case where the NBA's play-in scenario is guaranteeing us that we're going to have a high-stakes competitive game. Because, look, if you just take a look at the most likely scenarios here, it would be 6. The Warriors are locking themselves into a first-round playoff series against Luka Doncic, LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers. If it was just lose in your 7 and it's the Houston Rockets, no disrespect, but an inexperienced young team, frankly, that'd be a pretty easy decision to tank this game. But that's not the play-in, and you don't want to take that risk, especially the Warriors. They're 0-3 in play-in games. You don't want to take the risk of losing once and then maybe seeing the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. Losing twice, you're out. Plus, there's the rest factor for a team with veterans. For Steph Curry, he's playing tomorrow, but he has that sore right thumb. You're going to get, as Steph Curry said, Game 7 vibes with the Warriors and Clippers on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, a lot of risk involved when you start jockeying for position in the Western Conference standings. You can watch that Clippers-Warriors game tomorrow afternoon right here on ESPN at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, last night, the Grizzlies lost the Nuggets and are now locked into the play-in round and now have lost 6 of their last 9 games. What's the state of the Grizzlies heading into the playoffs?
The only good news I can give you on the Grizzlies right now is Ja Morant's got a three-point celebration that he really enjoys. You know, they're launching grenades, but they're not beating good teams. I mean, they've beaten one team with a winning record in the last 2 months. That was, recently against the Detroit Pistons. They haven't beaten a team with a winning record in the Western Conference since January. And this is a team, obviously, they made a major change with Taylor Jenkins and other staffing changes late in the season. Memphis is trying to find its mojo. It's been elusive. Ja Morant is putting up numbers recently, but it's not translating into beating good teams. The Grizzlies, as you said, locked into a plan and really needs to find a way to turn things around, and it's a months-long trend.
Yeah, and firing a head coach just weeks before the playoffs does not help at all. The Grizzlies have not won a playoff series since 2020.
Listen, last night's victory, I thought, said a lot more about the Rockets than it is about the Lakers. We know what the Lakers are capable of when LeBron and Luka's in the lineup together, healthy and what have you, and you got other cats playing defense the way that they did last night. I think the Rockets, even though their defense has proved to be formidable, I think we got to look at some things about their course. This is why Shannon's so confident about them in terms of their offense, because when you look at their offense, they struggled last night. I'm looking at Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet. You combine for just 16 points, or 6 of 27 shooting. That's putrid. That's pathetic. And we know they're both better than that. But we also got to look at the Houston Rockets in terms of them winning. They won 12 wins. They had 12 wins, lost for just the second time in their last 14 games. But all 12 wins was against teams that didn't have winning records. And that's what we got to pay attention to now as I'm looking at this team. They've lost 4 straight games against teams with winning records. OKC, Indiana, Denver, and of course last night with the Los Angeles Lakers. The last game they had, the last win they had against a winning team was February 25th against the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm looking at them right now. And this is their Rockets season series versus West teams currently in playoff position, Shannon. 1-3 versus the Thunder, 1-1 versus the Nuggets, 1-1 versus the Lakers, 3-1 versus the Grizzlies, 1-3 against the Golden State Warriors. So that means the only team that went in a playoff position in the Western Conference that they have a winning record against and face up competition is against the Grizzlies, who obviously are suspect themselves because of their lack of shooting prowess. That's what I'm looking at with the Houston Rockets right now. If there's anything that's going to hold them back, who is that dude, Shannon, that you can give the ball to and say, take me there? I know I was bloviating about the Houston Rockets yesterday. I still am. I haven't lost faith in them because I believe in Ime Udoka. I believe in their young talent. I believe they can go after it. I like Dylan Brooks a lot. I believe in Fred VanVleet as well. But you cannot struggle offensively and expect to win against the Los Angeles Lakers. That's not going to cut it. You got to have a dude that you can say, here's the ball, take me there. And nobody showed that ability last night with the Houston Rockets, which is why I have a bit of trepidation this morning.
Well, that person that they normally hand the ball to, Stephen A, and says, okay, go get us a bucket, is Jalen Green. And he, as you mentioned, he struggled shooting the basketball from the floor. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have gotten benched, or maybe it's something going on, because I didn't see him a whole lot in the fourth quarter. And so with that being said, it doesn't tell me anything. I already knew everything I needed to know about the Lakers. I already knew everything I needed to know about the Houston Rockets. That's why I told you. And you see last night, Stephen A, the Rockets, they got an amen, but we had the benediction. 2 free throws and a huge block. You see how we dismissed it? We let everybody go. You know there's a difference between an amen and a benediction. You know when they give the benediction, it's over. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good evening. Go home and watch your favorite sporting event. Eat some turkey and dressing.
There you go with your nonsense. There you go with your nonsense, the benediction.
Now you want to talk about you bloviating about it. That's why I'm not concerned. That's why every time you mention somebody, I'll let everybody know what it is. It's in vibe. It's on. And
I have no objectivity.
That you had last night, Stephen A, I do have objectivity.
With
the Lakers didn't even, you talk about what Houston didn't do offensively. Look at the Lakers struggling. Luka struggled shooting the ball. LeBron struggled shooting the ball. As a matter of fact, LeBron has only shot 50% once since he's been back off that injury. That being said, Austin Reeves struggled. Last night, the only two guys really that played exceptional was Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent. Now, Vando came in and gave us some huge defensive, and they played really well defensively. But I'm not concerned. That's why I let you do all that talking. And we got something for you know who. I don't want to mention their name. But we got something for them in a back-to-back.
But this is the thing that kills me. You act like there's nothing to be concerned about with your Lakers. I mean, when they were struggling defensively over the last several weeks, looking like one of the poor defensive teams in the NBA, you just gloss over that. That doesn't matter to you. I'm looking at the Houston Rockets right now. We've all recognized throughout the year, even as they climbed to a number 2 seed, there was something missing, and it showed last night. But I still believe in these cats. I still believe they got a kind of potential to make a series very, very interesting. I think they're a very talented team. I think they're a piece away from winning the championship, to be quite honest with you. But when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, at least I'm being objective about it, Shay. Your behind sits up there with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know. What you say? What you say about Lakers at 5? What did you say about it? Who knows what you gonna come up with next when it comes to that stuff? It don't matter. Even when we mentioned OKC, you talk about Lakers at 5.
I'm listening. Tell me.
If you notice, Stephen A. talking about the Houston Rockets are a piece away from winning a championship. I'm a piece away from being a billionaire. That piece is $1 billion.
That piece of $1 billion?
That's the piece I'm away from being a billionaire.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
come on
that's
now.
the only piece
All I
I'm
know
away
is
from
I
being a
can't
billionaire.
hear OKC anymore without hearing OKC, UFC, KFC, and I blame you,
Lakers
Shannon.
at 5.
Like
It's hilarious.
anytime I hear that now.
It's hilarious.
Oh,
the
my
one
goodness.
he said yesterday too was funny too, though. I give that to you.
But you know what,
I give
Stephen?
that to you.
We got something for you. We got something for you. I want you to, what they probably got like 8 games left in the regular season, 7, 8 games.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. Just sit back, like you always tell people. Sit back, relax, enjoy this last 7, 8 games of the regular season, and watch what Goat James and Luka do what they do.
Well, I'm not rooting against the Lakers. We all know, like Rob Pelinka rolled up to me laughing because he said, I know where you want to be in June. Hey, you act like I'm rooting against the Lakers. No, I want them to win. The more they win, the more time I get in LA. It ain't no shade my way. I'm just calling it like I see it. I believe that there's some vulnerabilities there for them. And if you've got to be able, when you look at the young Lions coming their way, it's going to be real interesting to see.
You heard him. Sit back, relax.
I'm not going to sit back. He's going to sit back and relax. That's Shannon. He's going to sit
Sip some
He always
cognac.
said, he says this for years. Last time I checked,
All right.